Hey there, Lisa here. Welcome to my channel. I hope you'll join me in my love of crafting and DIYs and hit that subscribe button. For today's project, you will need a witch hat form from the Dollar Tree, red mesh, I used 2 rolls, mop pads from the Dollar Tree, I used 2 of them, hot glue gun, and scissors. The red mesh was also from the Dollar Tree. Now for the fun, let's create. The first thing I did was tie a knot at the base of the brim with the red mesh, and then I just wrapped it. When I got to the end of the one roll and started another, I just tied them together and then wrapped over it. And then when I got to the very top of the hat, I just tied a knot. Next, I bent in the sides of the brim just to shorten the brim. You'll see here it is painted white. I was initially going to tie white mesh for the bottom, but I changed my mind. Next, I took the mop pads and my hot glue gun and I started by covering the front. So I put on hot glue and then I put the mop pad over the end. And then I just kind of made sure it was secure, and then I flipped the hat over and trimmed off the end. And then I folded that over and hot glued it to the base as well. I'm going to warn you, when you trim these, they make a mess. It's like glitter. You will have little fuzzies everywhere. So then I cut a piece to finish the brim off the other mop pad. I ended up with about 2/3 of a mop pad left, even after doing the ball on top. And I just applied it the same way, hot glued it to the front, and then flipped it over and hot glued it to the back. And then once I had them on the way I liked, if there was any bare spots, I just dabbed a little bit of hot glue and filled in with, see all the material pieces, with the material pieces that were hanging out. And then I just trimmed the bottom up so that it was semi-even, and that was it. For the ball on top, I took the piece I had trimmed off of the full mop pad and I kind of just rolled it and glued it together in a ball-like shape. And then I glued it to the top of the hat, and then sort of, it wasn't quite round, and so I just kind of tuck and glue the edges in until it looked like a big fluffy white ball. Lastly, and I'm sorry, I did not take a lot of video. I'm still getting in the habit of recording. I bent the top because I thought it looked just a little bit too witchy with it straight up. So I bent the top of the hat down just a little bit. My initial plan for this was a wreath for the front door, but I set it up on the mantle and I kind of like it sitting up there just like that. I think if I end up putting it on the front door, I might add some greenery or something floral. I did tie some fishing line to it and take a few pictures of it up on the door so that you can see it both ways. I'd love to know what you think. Should I add some greenery and some flowers and make it a wreath? Or should I leave it as just a sitter up on my mantle? Thanks so much. Again, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.